Hi, everybody. This is webinar number 9 in my Power of Attorney course, and we're going to talk about, now that you're the power of attorney, what do you do? And I will liken this to opening up a bank account, right? Do you go to a bank and open up a bank account and never do anything with it? Never put any money in, never withdraw any money, never pay any bills? Of course you don't. So why would you go to the trouble of creating estate planning documents for medical and financial power of attorney and appointing an agent that you never use? You wouldn't, but many people don't realize this, right? So we're going to talk about this in this video, the things that you should do once you have these documents finished and ready to go. I'm Pamela D Wilson. I'm a caregiving expert and advocate of more than 20 years who has served as a professional fiduciary in these roles that I'm speaking to you about. Medical and financial power of attorney. I've also served as a guardian, a conservator, personal rep of the estate, and trustee. Please like my YouTube channel. Like these videos, follow these videos, and comment so that more people can find the hope, help, and support that's offered in these videos. Your participation does make a difference in allowing other people to find these videos. So even if you just say, hey, Pamela, thanks for the video. It was helpful. Liked it. That is great. And I would really greatly appreciate that. I also appreciate those of you who share stories. And I'm going to start by sharing a story about an agent who was appointed power of attorney and actually put the documents into effect. So what does that mean? It means that this person took those documents and gave them to medical offices and the hospital and established documents on file with the bank. Now, again, remember, with banks, you may have to do additional documents. With financial planning institutions, you may have to do additional documents. But this person did that. They put all the documents in effect, and they started going through accounts. And what did they find? Oh my gosh, they found a lot of financial abuse. Large checks, sums written to family members, written to a roofer, and the roof repair was never finished. Donations to a lot of charities, and a lot of mail coming to the house from, you name it, sweepstakes, lotteries, charitable institutions, because this person kept writing checks every single day and mailing them off, not remembering that they had written a check the day before. So if you become an agent under power of attorney, you want to get permission actually to put these documents in effect, especially if somebody has memory loss or they've been having issues or just struggling with all this, just to make sure that everything's going the way that it should be, or to find out that, oh my gosh, it hasn't been going the way that there should be. There's some problems. There's some things that we have to talk about, and we need a new plan so that all these checks don't continually get written to charity, that grandma's not writing a $20,000 check to grandson number 3 every 6 months because he can't get a job, right? These crazy things happen, right? So at the time these documents are executed, right, copies should be given to the agent, and a discussion should occur between the principal and the agent about what's going on, right? Like, I'm good. I really don't need you to do anything, but I want you to know these documents exist, and here's a copy. The original is here. Let's go back and get that care plan done, that medical and the financial care plan. If you have questions about that, there's another video on my website page. The link to the page is below, about what is a care plan for medical and what is a care plan for financial, because it's really important to have that done in case something unexpected happens and your person ends up in the hospital, right? So a totally separate subject. I know I've mentioned this before, but if there's a will, make sure it's in a safe place, because when your person passes away, if you are or somebody else is the personal rep, the original copy has to be presented to the probate court. As I talked about before, if you're the financial power of attorney, know that you're going to have additional hurdles that you are going to have to jump through for banks and financial institutions. This is mainly because there's been a lot of financial abuse. People who, convince older people to make them the power of attorney, and then they go to the bank and take all the money out. Children who have abused power of attorney. A lot of abuse happens that never gets reported, right? And so financial institutions many times have another form that you have to have notarized and signed and in their records so that you are the power of attorney in addition to that legal power of attorney document that you have. So just know there's going to be a little extra work on the financial end most of the time. Very few banks anymore just accept a power of attorney document. So the other thing is, once you're the agent, be prepared to have to show up to an unexpected situation. I received a call from a hospital over 4th of July weekend a few years back. And the call was from the hospital staff saying, "Oh, Pamela, Mrs. Smith is here with us. And she was in a horrible accident. She's non-responsive. She's intubated. She's on a feeding tube. We recognize that you're her power of attorney. Can you come down and meet with us so that we know what she wants and what we should do?" Now, what I can tell you is those documents were executed, but I was never given a copy. While I asked for a copy, the power of attorney is like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen to me." Okay, lesson learned. I actually called the attorney's office, and the attorney called me back over the holiday weekend and emailed me copies, right? So I showed up at the hospital. My client's in bed, all these machines clicking. She honestly is on life support. We don't know if she's going to make it. And so I talked to the nurses and the doctors, and I'm like, "Look, she, wants to survive. She wants all the care she can get. Let's go through this and see what happens the next few days." Well, fortunately, she came off all of that life support. And for a period of time, she needed care at home. So that was arranged. She eventually recovered and was able to live pretty independently again. But these crazy situations are going to happen. And so if the agent who appoints you doesn't want to give you a copy of that power of attorney, then they've got to make sure that it is somewhere that you can get to it with a phone call, that the attorney has a copy, that there is a key somewhere in a lockbox to a file cabinet in their house that you can get to. You've got to be able to get to this document. Because if you can't, what good is it? All this work that was done is useless, just like opening up a bank account and never using it, okay? So these things do happen, more than you think. You can never know too much. You can never be too prepared for the unexpected, because unexpected situations are guaranteed they will happen. So if you feel that you don't have all the healthcare expertise or the financial expertise when you are appointed, find a professional who can help you. And sometimes the law office that did the power of attorney documents have people that they work for that have healthcare expertise or financial planning expertise or CPAs or things like that. Immediately connect with somebody just so that you have, again, you want to back up. It's not like you're going to start using them right away, but you want to know that you have a name and a phone number to call if disaster or the unexpected strikes. It's all about being prepared, because honestly, it is these little details that are sure to result in problems if you don't take care of them. There's no silly questions. There are only the questions that you don't ask and the mistakes that happen from those. Now, there is a document storage system that is out there. There's a fee for it, but it's a great online service that can be extremely helpful in the event of one of these crazy emergencies where you're at the football game or you're at a concert and you get a call that somebody went to the emergency room and you're like, holy heck, I can't get there in 10 minutes. There is a website called DocuBank, DocuBank.com. It's been around for a while. It's a service that can put on file these power of attorney documents and a most form and other documents. And all you have to do is call a toll-free number and get a code or tell them who needs to access these documents. And a hospital can access these documents. Emergency providers can access these documents. It's extremely helpful. Let's say that you get a call because your person's on vacation and they're on vacation in Florida and you live in New York. And so nobody in Florida is going to have their medical records, right? But they're in the hospital there. And the fastest way to give access to that hospital to their records would be DocuBank. So it's something to very strongly consider. Again, you've got to keep it updated, though, with the latest documents in case anything changes, because they rely on the information there. So as with all of this, the more prepared you are, the more detailed, the more thorough, the easier all of this becomes if and when something unexpected happens. So I thank you for being here with me for this Power of Attorney course. It's been my pleasure to share all of my expertise and my crazy and valuable experience. Creating the actual document, right, is really the easy part if you do all your homework, which is explained in all of these 9 videos. The 10th is that video that I call Eat Cookies. So if you don't think you need to do this, watch video 10 first, and then you'll understand why all of this makes a little more sense. But remember that it's what happens after you do the documents that really is going to affect your life or the person that you care for. Having that care plan in place, having the medical history, having the financial information. So as a reminder, if you are the one creating the documents, you've got to have a power of attorney that you trust 1,010%. If you're acting as the agent under power of attorney, be an exceptional agent. Do your homework, do the research. If you feel that you need more information about managing care or communicating with healthcare providers and advocating with services, go to my website. There's a lot of help there. There's an online course on how to care for aging parents. Have your conversations. Talk about what happens when. Know exactly what your person wants and what they don't want, which in some situations can be even way more important than what they want. Keep that care plan updated so that if an emergency happens, you've got the information. And above all, advocate and take care of your health. You know more about yourself, and you should know more about this person for whom you are appointed agent more than anybody else. Take the advice of healthcare professionals, but do what you believe is right. Do what you know is right, which actually may be going against the advice of healthcare professionals. So in closing, let's just talk about caregiving roles and responsibilities really quickly, and I'm going to give you just a couple of motivational things that I believe, right? So again, depending on the situation of your loved one, the person that you're appointed for, they may not immediately need care, or you may be preparing these documents before you need care. Congratulations. Less than 20% of the population has these. Join the 20% that do. Don't be in the 80% that doesn't and have something crazy and unexpected happen to you. Caregiving truly is a team effort. Sometimes it actually takes multiple people, and they say a village, to make sure that care happens. The principal and the agent direct their care. Just because you're that power of attorney doesn't mean you can go against what the principal wants, and you can take over unless they're in a situation where you have to take over. Care teams can include family members, doctors, nurses, insurance companies, pharmacists, in-home care providers, palliative care providers, hospice care providers, housekeepers, believe it or not, pet sitters, okay? Creating this care plan that I talk about is the beginning of this whole process to deliver better than average care, because there are plenty of situations where the care out there is not good. Don't allow your situation to be like that. If you are the agent and the caregiver, realize that caregiving is a job. If you're the agent and you hire caregivers, realize that caregiving is a job. It's hard work. And caregiving support is beneficial to everybody involved to help everybody feel more confident and able to make good decisions and to do the right things. So a couple of my personal beliefs. Older adults, God bless them. They've lived a long life. Those who live into their 80s and 90s, even those younger, they all deserve the best care regardless of a possibly biased healthcare system, regardless of irresponsible family members, regardless of medical errors, regardless of everything that can possibly go wrong. They deserve the best care. Make sure that happens if you're the agent. Caregiving is a 50-50 relationship. You as the agent and the principal have to work together to compile information and to make sure there's a good care plan and the decisions are made and that it's very clear about what is wanted. Caregiving support, online courses, information, support groups. That is the path for gaining confidence and knowledge and caregiving skills that can relieve a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and feeling totally overwhelmed. But you have to access the help and the information. So I wish you all success. I wish you blessings on your caregiving journey. Thank you for coming this far with me. I know it was a long webinar series, a lot of time that you committed, but I hope the time was beneficial. Again, I'm Pamela D Wilson. I'm a caregiving expert, advocate, and speaker. Please like this video, follow my YouTube channel. Please do comment. Your comments make a difference for other people who are looking for this information. If you don't comment and share your stories, the word will not get out. These videos will not get out to the greater population at large, and I'm trying to reach people all over the world. So your participation truly is a blessing and a help to me, to a lot of other people. Thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you all again soon in another webinar or another video.